Today's flashback movie is 2002's conman caper Catch Me If You Can, and we're going to look a little at the background of the movie, what it's about and who the stars were. As usual, if you like what you see, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more then you could even subscribe to the channel. That would be great if you could. Catch Me If You Can was released in December 2002 by DreamWorks Pictures, with a running time of close to 2.5 hours. It was nominated for 2 Oscars in the Best Actor in a Supporting Role and Best Original Score categories. The story was written by Jeff Nathanson, from the novels by Frank Abagnale Jr. and Stan Redding. The movie itself was directed by Steven Spielberg. Filming was done on Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay, with a budget of $52 million, and it went on to gross more than $352 million worldwide. A nice $300 million return. Frank Abagnale Jr. worked as a doctor, a lawyer and a co-pilot for a major airline, all before his 18th birthday. A master of deception, he was also a brilliant forger, whose skill gave him his first real claim to fame. At the age of 17, Frank became the most successful bank robber in the history of the US. FBI agent Carl Hanratty makes it his prime mission to capture Frank and bring him to justice, but Frank is always one step ahead of him. Director Steven Spielberg has instilled a sense of play in this true story. He could have made this a more intense thriller given the subject matter, but in my humble opinion it ends up being a light-hearted romp. I'm not deducting points for that, because it's obviously the way that Spielberg chose to make the movie.
Call him the James Bond of the sky.
Hello, Pusher. This is by far the best date I have ever been on.
He's a kid. That's why he doesn't have a record.
30 milligrams of codeine every 4 hours. Do you concur?
I concur.
Dr. Harris.
Yes?
Do you concur?
Concur with what, sir?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to have to tell you, your son is fudging.
The main protagonist is, of course, the young fraudster Frank Abagnale Jr., played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who was born in Hollywood in 1974. Few actors in the world have had a career quite as diverse as Leo's, who went from relatively humble beginnings as a supporting cast member of the 1985 sitcom Growing Pains and low-budget horror movies such as Critters 3 in 1991, to the major Hollywood star he is today. When you think of the many amazing movies he's made, it's difficult to look past such greats as Inception, The Wolf of Wall Street, The Revenant and Titanic. But my personal favourite has got to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in which he co-starred with Brad Pitt. Leo currently lives mainly in Los Angeles, and although he has never been married, he's had a whole host of glamorous girlfriends, and is currently stepping out with Hollywood rising star Camilla Morrone. Another huge star appearing in the movie is Thomas Jeffrey Hanks, who was born in Concord, California in 1956. America's Dad really needs no introduction, and he played Carl Hanratty, the FBI agent that made it his sole purpose to chase down the errant fraudster, and is loosely based on real-life FBI agent Joseph Shea. Although having more recently turned his hand to directing, there is no doubt that Hanks' list of movie credits is just as big, if not bigger than DiCaprio's, with the likes of Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, The Da Vinci Code, and of course, the iconic voice of Woody in the Toy Story series. Hanks married his second wife, actress Rita Wilson, in 1988, and they live in the Pacific Palisades area of California. But he also has property in Greece, and he has 4 children in total, 3 boys and a girl. Although raised in Castle Rock, Colorado, actress Amy Lou Adams was born in Veneto, Italy in 1974, and played the role of attorney Roger Strong's daughter and Frank's love interest, hospital worker Brenda Strong. Amy began her acting career at the turn of the century and featured in a number of TV shows such as Charmed, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Smallville, before landing the role of Brenda. Most recently, she is perhaps best known for her role as Lois Lane in various Superman and Justice League movies. She's collected a Screen Actors Guild Award and 2 Golden Globes throughout her career, as well as 6 Academy Award nominations. Outside of movies, Amy steers clear of the limelight, but having met actor and painter Darren Lagallo at an acting class in 2000. They became engaged in 2008, and she gave birth to their daughter Aviana in 2010. In 2015, the couple were married in a private ceremony at a ranch in Santa Barbara, and they currently live in Beverly Hills. Amy Louise Acker was born in Dallas, Texas in 1976, and played Miggy Acker, the air hostess who unwittingly helped Abagnale escape. Texas beauty Amy made her major television debut when she starred as Winifred Fred Burkle in Angel, and it was during this time that she appeared in the movie. Then in 2005 she starred as Kelly Preston in the TV series Alias. Although Amy has also starred in 2011's The Cabin in the Woods, it is obvious that her recent success has been on the small screen, appearing in the likes of Person of Interest, Con Man and The Gifted. Splitting her time between New York and Los Angeles, Amy married actor James Carpinello in 2003, and they have 2 children together. Born in Astoria, New York in 1943, journeyman actor Christopher Walken played the part of Frank Jr.'s father, Frank Abagnale Sr. Walken began his acting career as long ago as 1953, and won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his performance in The Deer Hunter, way back in 1978. More recently, he's appeared in True Romance, Pulp Fiction, Sleepy Hollow and Hairspray. Walken met his wife, Georgiana Thon, in 1963 during a tour of West Side Story, and they were married in 1969, although they never had any children, something that Walken says has enabled him to have such a prolific career. On a side note, Walken had to publicly dismiss rumours that he was about to run for President of the United States, a claim that he said he found amusing. Elizabeth Banks was born Elizabeth Irene Mitchell in Pittsfield, Massachusetts in 1974. She played the role of bank teller Lucy, who was recruited as a flight attendant. In recent times, Elizabeth has turned her hand to directing and started with Pitch Perfect 2 in 2015, but she made her movie acting debut in the low-budget independent movie Surrender Dorothy back in 1995, going on to appear in the likes of Seabiscuit and as Betty Brant in the Spider-Man movies. However, there is no doubt that most of us will know Elizabeth as Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games movies. She has also maintained a presence on the small screen, appearing in Scrubs, 30 Rock and Modern Family, to name a few. After an 11-year courtship, Elizabeth married sports writer and producer Max Handelman in 2003, and they have 2 sons together. The family is currently living in Ireland, where Elizabeth is making her next movie. Ellen Kathleen Pompeo was born in Everett, Massachusetts in 1969, and played air hostess Marcy, who was seduced by Abagnale when he was impersonating an airline pilot. Ellen made her small screen debut in Law & Order before switching to the movies in 1999 with the romantic comedy Coming Soon, and finally finding stardom in 2002 when she appeared in Moonlight Mile. In truth, most of us know her as Dr. Meredith Grey in Grey's Anatomy, and that role has made her one of the highest paid TV actresses of our time. Currently living in New York, Ellen married husband Chris Ivory in 2007, and they have 3 children together, 2 daughters and a son. A native of the Bronx, Frank John Hughes was born in 1967 and played the role of Tom Fox. Despite making his movie debut in 1991 as John Lagana in True Convictions, and following it with an appearance as Casper in 1995's Bad Boys, Hughes is perhaps best known for his work on the small screen, and has enjoyed roles in the likes of Band of Brothers, LAX, The Sopranos, and his most recent role being as Tim Woods in 24. Hughes has been married to Jelena since 1987, and they have 1 child together. American actor, producer and director James Brolin was born Craig Kenneth Brudelin in Los Angeles in 1940, and played the part of Jack Barnes, whose affair with Frank's mum Paula led to the divorce of his parents. Brolin is the father of well-known actor Josh Brolin, and is married to superstar Barbra Streisand. However, Brolin himself has won an Emmy and 2 Golden Globes, making him a big hitter in his own right. Most recently you will have seen him starring as John Short in the popular TV show Life in Pieces, but over the years Brolin has starred in such movies as Westworld, The Amityville Horror and Traffic. Brolin lives in Malibu with his second wife Barbara, who he met in 1996. They were married in 1998. Born in Houston, Texas in 1972, American actress Jennifer Ann Garner was raised in West Virginia and portrayed the model call girl Cheryl Ann, who Abagnale met at a party in Miami. Having gained recognition for her leading performance as CIA officer Sidney Bristow in the spy action thriller Alias, Jennifer went on to star in the likes of Dallas Buyers Club, Valentine's Day and Daredevil. More recently she has appeared in the TV show Camping, as well as providing the voice of Mama Llama in Llama Llama. Jennifer was married to a Felicity co-star Scott Foley from 2000 to 2004. She then began dating Ben Affleck in mid-2004, after striking up a friendship on the sets of Pearl Harbor and Daredevil. The couple were married in 2005 and had 3 children together, but were divorced again in 2018. And the Hollywood big hitters keep on coming. This time it's Martin Sheen, who was born in Dayton, Ohio in 1940, and played the attorney Roger Strong. Sheen is another actor with a huge list of credits to his name, having begun his career back in the mid-1950s. Over the years, Sheen has starred in some of the great movies of the time, including Apocalypse Now, The Departed, and as Uncle Ben in The Amazing Spider-Man. More recently, Sheen has turned his attention to the small screen, with success in TV shows such as Anger Management as Martin Goodson, as Robert Hansen in Grace and Frankie, and not forgetting, he played the President in The West Wing. Nancy Leonhardt was born in Long Island, New York in 1953, and plays the role of Brenda's mother, Carol Strong. Having begun her acting career in the late 70s, Nancy has a long list of credits on both the small and large screen, with her other big movies being The Great Outdoors and Sex Tape. On the small screen, she has had stints on TV shows Great Scott, The Faculty, and Grace Under Fire. More recently, she is known for playing Kathy Hickey in My Name is Earl from 2005, and Deb in Bless This Mess in 2019. Movie, TV and stage actress Natalie Marie Bay was born in Mainville, France in 1948, and played the part of Frank Jr.'s mother, Paula Abagnale. Movie director Spielberg wanted a French actress to play the part in order to stay true to the facts. With the exception of Catch Me If You Can, the majority of Natalie's successes have been in her homeland of France, but she is due to appear in Downton Abbey: A New Era in 2022. Though she never married, Natalie has had long-term relationships with actor Philippe Liotard and singer Johnny Hallyday, with whom she has a daughter.